What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the Buzzwords Podcast channel. Today I'm going to be by myself because I really just got bored and I didn't feel like playing the game to put on my channel, so I just said, fuck it, let me do this. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, to be honest. I just fucking click record and we'll see what happens. I guess we could talk about that UFC card, the White House one. Personal opinion, it feels kind of mid. I don't know. I kind of wanted John Jones and Conor McGregor to be on it, but then they're not on it, so it's kind of like, eh. I mean, I'm sure it'll be good, you know. I mean, it's got Topuria and Gaethje, it's got Chandler, it's got O'Malley. Who else? I can't remember. Bo Nickel and Diego Lopez and shit. It's got Gone. So I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be a flop by no means, but it's not what I anticipated it to be. You know, I expected John Jones. I expected Conor McGregor. They built it up as if they were both gonna be on there, and they're not. Unless they're just gonna, 360 it, and then all of a sudden they're on there. But I doubt that completely. But I mean, it would be cool if they did. I don't know. I just don't know. I know the thing about Justin Gaethje and Ilya Topuria, it's just I still feel like Arman. I don't know how to say his last name, but I still feel like Arman should have been the one that was fighting Topuria, not Gaethje. I feel like Gaethje was just I was gonna say placeholder, but that's not the word. It's not undeserving, but not at the moment that he should have got it. You know what I'm saying? And then furthermore, it's like, I mean, he's not gonna win. I'll call it now. Justin Gaethje is not gonna win, even though I'm a much bigger fan of Gaethje than I am Topuria. But I'm also a very realistic motherfucker, and he's not gonna win. I don't see any scenario where Justin Gaethje is gonna beat Topuria. I just don't, and it sucks. It sucks because I also feel like that if he loses, which I feel like he will, he's done. He's gonna retire and he's gonna throw down the gloves and just say, call it a career, I guess. And I don't know if I'm ready for that though. You know what I'm saying? He was a big part of the reason that I got into UFC. I mean, him, Poirier, Khabib, Connor, all them. You know, they were pretty. What's the word? Big in making me become a fan. I don't know. That's not the word. I'm really tired right now. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just feel like he's not gonna win, and I feel like it's kind of a pointless fight. I feel like Arman versus Ilya would be a better fight, but I know why they did it because what is it called? The UFC Freedom fucking what is it? Freedom 250, yeah. And so I know why they put Gaethje in the main event because he's American, and it's supposed to be at the White House. So, I mean, I get it, but it's also like I really feel like it would have been a better fight if it was Arman. A more intriguing fight, you know. Even though I still feel like Ilya probably would win if it was Arman, but I still feel like Arman should have got his chance. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the bullshit that may have went down before, whether it was a weight, a weight issue, or it was a back issue. I've heard a good amount of not issues, but complaints, right? That are reasons as to why they won't let Arman back in the running yet. Honestly, if it's any of those, I feel like it's bullshit. Like, I mean, like anyone has an off day, you know? And it can't be easy, to make weight the way they make you do it. Well, I guess it ain't them making you do it, but you got a lot of these people who get into the fight game, right? And then they pick a weight where they're really good at it, right? They're they're fucking, what's the word? Prime, right? They're the best at. But the fact is that that's not their walking around weight, and they're kind of being weight bullies. But the weight cut is horrendous for that, It's like a weight bully type situation, and it's and the reason I call it that is because they do the weight cut, and then they got like a day or two or whatever it is to get weight back on them, and then speaking of lightweight, they're gonna weigh way more than 155. But I mean, I guess that's true for both of them, but it just feels ridiculous. Like I don't know. I'm just rambling, and half of what I'm saying, I don't even fucking really know what I'm saying because it's fucking damn 4 o'clock in the morning right now, and I can't fucking sleep. So yeah, here I am. But I was a little disappointed when I saw the fight card, because I would say probably the biggest fight. Well, I guess it would be between the two, like the main event, co-main event. So I guess they got that right. You know what I'm saying? Ilia Topuria and Gaethje would probably be the bigger fight, but then you got Alex Pereira versus Gon, and that's a pretty good fight. You know what I'm saying? This will be Alex Pereira's debut, so to speak, at heavyweight, and it might be interesting. But as far as O'Malley versus, I don't even know how to say his name, Zabi, I don't know how to say it. I don't even know who that is. You know what I'm saying? And then Ruffy versus Chandler, that might actually be a pretty decent fight. Bo Nickel versus Dawkins, that might be alright. And Lopez versus Garcia, I don't know who Garcia is, at least not off the top of my head. But just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna just go through and tell you who I think is gonna win, just for the fucking who cares. I already said it, between Ilia Topuria and Gaethje, it's gonna be Ilia, and then Gaethje's gonna retire. I'm calling it now. Put your money on it. I'm telling you. And Pereira versus Gon, that could actually really go either way. I feel like, because I feel like Alex is pretty good on the feet, right? Like he standing up, like he's really good. And I think he probably is better at the stand and bang, I guess is what you would call it, than Gon is. But then again, if it goes to the ground, I think Gon might have him there. But I'm going to say Pereira's going to win. And then I'll say O'Malley's going to win, just simply because I don't know who the other guy is. I just don't know. And then between Ruffy and Chandler, I guess I love Chandler though. Like he's dope, but I mean, he can't win, dude. He can't get a win in, dude. The last win he got was against Tony Ferguson, like 2 years ago? Maybe more, I don't know. And the only other person he's beat was Dan Hooker. And pretty much every other fight, he's just taking an L. And it's just like, So I like Chandler, but I'm not gonna bet on him. I'm not. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry. He hasn't. I mean, 2 and fucking 6 since he started in the UFC. I don't know. Maybe I could be over exaggerating it, but he's lost more than he's won. I know that. Bo Nickel versus Dawkins. I'm gonna go with Bo Nickel, just because I know him better. I think I've seen Dawkins fight once or twice. And Lopez. Yeah, I'd probably go Lopez because I don't know who Garcia is. But But it's also like, I kind of don't want him to win, though. I think he's going to win, but I kind of don't want Lopez to win. Because it's like, he's done had 2 fucking shots at the featherweight. 2 or 3 at the featherweight fucking championship. And he has lost all of them. And it's just really like, do we really want to see a third? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that's gonna happen next. Like, I don't think Volk is gonna fight him again for a 3rd time in a row. I don't think that's gonna happen. But it's possible that it could happen eventually. Like, if Volk keeps up this fucking Superman level shit that he's on right now, dude, it's possible that we could get to that again, and I don't know if I want to see that. Maybe someone out there does. I don't know if I do, though. But maybe. And then O'Malley, it's like, I think he was. See, O'Malley was just weird, right? I like O'Malley, but I do feel like he was babied when he got the championship. You know what I'm saying? Why was he fighting Chito Vera? What was the point? That dude fucking shouldn't have been who he fought. But that's who the UFC gave him. And that just proves even more so that the UFC is all about money now. It's not about a motherfucker earning a shot and deserving it. It's about who's the biggest draw. Who can give us the most money. And honestly, it's sad. And I'm not going to sit here and say that UFC is going to fucking falter for that, because people love that type of shit. They love to see the big names. They want that. That's all they want. So, I mean, they'll probably be fucking just fine, honestly. But it's sad because that just proves that the integrity, the authenticity of it is just out the window. And it's just bad, you know? But it's not even the first time. It's not like this is a brand new thing, because they did it with Conor. You know what I'm saying? Conor left for like 2 or 3 fucking years, right? And then he came back. Fucking got a shot against Khabib. Only because he's one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name, that has came out of the UFC ever. Now, granted, he did lose. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, looking back at it, you know, if you did believe that he would win, that's really on you. It's really kind of on you. It just sucks, you know, at the state of the UFC now. It really does. Like, it's sad that I would much rather sit here and watch wrestling than watch the UFC cards now. I mean, I watch them, but it's just not the same as it once was. When I first started watching it, like, I don't know, 6 years ago, whatever it was. And I'm not like the biggest fan, like, you know. But I wouldn't call myself a casual when it comes to, like, specifically UFC. Now, I don't really watch, you know, the PFL and, you know, other promotions like that. I don't really know anyone else outside of the UFC. So if you want to call me a casual in that sense, then I guess I am. Because I only really watch, you know, the UFC. And I don't know, it's I've never really been able to get into these other promotions like that. I think the only other one I've really watched was I did watch a couple Bellator fights when they were still a thing. But that was mostly with Michael Chandler. Because like I said, I do like Michael Chandler. He's just not at the level that he acts like he is. And then I did watch one PFL fight. and that was Francis Ngannou versus, I cannot remember his name. Anyway, Francis won, but it's just not the same. It's not as big, as popular as what the UFC is. It's not all that, you know. And I kind of wish it was, because I want something like what UFC used to be, when they gave the people who deserved these opportunities those opportunities, instead of just giving it to whoever the biggest is in the business. And it sucks. But like I said, it's sad that I would rather sit here and watch wrestling, WWE shit, than that. I'm not saying that that's a problem, by no means. Wrestling's fucking cool. I like it. I think it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? And then this lead up to the WrestleMania with CM Punk and Roman Reigns is the fucking top tier cinema. I'm telling you the truth. They're fucking nailing it so far as like promo goes. But it's just UFC is not supposed to be, but it is real, right? And wrestling, at least WWE, is not so much fake, but it is predetermined in a way that they know what they're doing during the match and obviously know who's winning that match. But as far as like what goes on during the match, that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? That shit, like getting hit by the chairs and shit, like that shit, it isn't like getting hit by a pillow. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain ways that they do it that makes it hurt not as much, but it still hurts. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got people like The Undertaker and like Hulk Hogan and all them, when they get up there in age and shit, and they just can't go anymore. That's why John Cena walks the way he does, because all the bumps he took on his fucking back, and now he can't fucking move. So I mean, it is real. It's just not real in the way that people want it to be, or like UFC. The only thing about UFC is they just make the fight, and then whatever happens, happens. You never know who's going to win. And honestly, that's great. I love that. But I also love WWE because it's like watching just a fucking 2 or 3 hour movie every fucking week. It's like a brand new movie. That's the best way I know how to explain it. It's interesting. A lot of the stories are pretty entertaining to me. I mean, they have their bad moments, certainly. 2019 to 2020 area, maybe not 2020, but 2019 especially, WWE was, that was a year that most fans and even people who work there wish didn't happen and wish you would forget. But unfortunately, it did happen, so it was pretty bad. But I mean, it gets like that sometimes, Things like that happen. You're not always going to have banger after banger after banger. Sometimes you're going to have flops. Hell, you might have more flops than you have bangers. But when you think about it, that goes for everything. Sports, music, movies in general. Not everything is going to be a hit. You're going to have a lot of flops. And that's just how the life is, I am doing so much rambling right now that I have no idea if this episode is going to be any type of entertaining. But maybe it will. What else can I talk about? I guess we could talk about, the shit going on with gaming right now. Or should I just cut it off and this is its episode by itself? yeah, I think I'm gonna shut it off. I think that's what I'll do. I'll cut this off, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Have a good day, good evening, good night, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I will see you when I see you. Peace.